Hello and welcome back. On the last episode, we spent some time with sheep. Mouse made me feel like a bully just by options that weren't even on my own. Then we have to hang out with Rooster. Surprisingly, we did not bully Rooster, which I would have been much more fine with personally. Then again, that's my personal bias against Rooster. But then we found a save which did not even have a trinket in or a major item. Well, it might be in a major item, but it's the ending ritual, and it's ominous, really. I guess that's all there is to it. But this is, I guess, how to perform the ending ritual. Fun. I decided to read more. First, the stage must be set. 12 chairs, one for each animal, shall be placed about the room. This feels like it's a creepypasta. Okay. And it also really, but then again, it might also be just written by Snake. The first will align with the red star, the red stars. The rest shall be 3 feet, 3 feet from the others, in a perfect circle. In the center, a stool shall rest. On it will lie the ritual needle and a bucket of oil. Before it begins, no lights shall be able to enter the room. Once the darkness is taken over, the animals shall find their spots. The mouse will sit on the stars. The rest in order, with one key exception: the monkey and sheep must not be in contact, so they shall trade places with their other partner. Okay, their other partner. When everyone is in position, the circle shall be completed, all hand in hand. Then the choir of the damned shall begin to sing. Under the chorus, no others shall make a sound. Instead, the mouse shall make their way to the center and bleed into the gathering pot. After returning to their position, the next in line shall follow, and so the clock will dictate. Okay, so we need all 12 of us alive, and we're turning this into a horror movie. I don't even like reading this. When all have contributed an equal amount of their essence, the choir shall fall silent, and the ritual shall be complete. If successful, at the end of the round, every single animal shall proceed to the final space. Be warned, this tome is a precious gift. The ritual may only be attempted once, so take caution. I read the bizarre note a few times, and tried to understand. I noticed Rooster was looking over my shoulder, and so I handed the paper to him to see what he thought. Why would you give paper to Rooster? He's going to drool on it. So, thoughts? Well, first impressions. It doesn't pass the Bechdel test. Not not at all. Would you give it a serious moment? Would you get serious for a moment? If I'm interpreting this right, we just found a way to end this game right now. Oh, really? Yes, really. I mean, if I'm interpreting that right, if we carry out what's written there, we'll be brought to the final space. That's gotta mean that's gotta mean on the board, yeah. And with that, we can all finish together. I like your thinking, Mouse. It appears the end is in sight. I guess, but that's only if we can even set the whole thing up. I doubt an easy cheat like this would be given by Brian. There's probably some catch. Well, it doesn't give immunity to those who are traitors. That being Monkey and Pig in this timeline, right? Because Monkey's tied up. Well, we should at least try to assemble it, right? Yeah, we can... Right, fair enough, Rooster. We can assemble it while everyone else finds things. Absolutely. First things first, we need to arrange the chairs. First we'll align with the red star. The red stars, right? The hell could that mean? I have no idea. It could be a metaphor. Or a simile. I could never tell the difference. No. Be quiet. It's not hard to remember. You use two in pretty different contexts. Well, that's the problem, I presume. Actually, stop. Huh? I sense a really dumb pun coming up, and frankly, I'm not about that right now. I'll have you know, it would have been a really cool pun. Can we just... If we survive this, I want to break your nose at least. That's all you owe me at least, a broken nose. In one of these timelines, there's got to be one where you get punched in the face. I just don't like Rooster at all. Anyways, what's Brian's obsession with the red stars anyway? First he scribbles them on the carpet, and then he talks about it in a poem. Okay, so fair enough. You've noticed the stars on the floor. Like, what's the deal? The stars aren't even red. Where are the stars on the carpet? I looked around the floor, and sure enough, at the end of the room I saw four red marks equaled an equal distance from each other. So that's where the chair legs are going to go. That's it. Without explaining myself, I grabbed a chair chair off one of the desks and aligned it with the legs with the marks on the floor. As expected, it fit perfectly. Or it's a perfect fit. Okay, this is our starting position. The other chairs are each 3 feet from this, right? We need to make a perfect circle. Oh, there's a yardstick over there. There's a yardstick over here. I guess we can use that. Use this, sorry. Good eye, Rooster. I hope it said goodbye, but it didn't. From there, Rooster and I got to work. We pushed all the desks out of the way and began measuring out of the other chair positions. With a bit of work, we created a perfect ritual startup. Okay, this is starting to look good. I'll need to sit on the chair with the red stars, so I guess everyone else will be sit in the animal order. Oh, but there was that weird clause about monkey and sheep, right? Yeah, it seemed a bit jarring. Okay, but what does it mean by their partners? Does it mean monkey and pig have to swap, or horse and sheep? No, horse and ox. Horse and ox and monkey and pig. Right. Unless it means horse and sheep and monkey and rooster. Okay. If I were to guess, there's probably a smart person reason why Brian decided to include that. God damn it. Don't worry, Rooster, you'll figure it out. It's probably a reference to some book or something. Really? Now he's calling him a nerd? This nerd has literally trapped 12 other people. Some of them completely stronger than them in a killing game, so... Anyway, it's not a big concern. It just means that the order should be me, ox, bunny, tiger, dragon, snake, sheep, horse, rooster, monkey. Okay, so yeah, so it's swapping... I feel sorry for horse. Swapping with sheep to be next to you. Then again, monkey and dog would have had to be next to you anyway. We all needed to lock hands in darkness. If that's the case, we should close the blinds, right? Good thinking. Do that. As I commanded, Rooster began to close all the blinds, even the one above the door's windows. We'll have to save turning off the lights for later. Right. Here's where things get tricky. We need a stool in the center of the circle. Alright, there's one over there. I got it. Without even being asked, Rooster moved the stool to the center of the circle. He seemed to be getting into decorating his very own ritual. We need the needle, which I guess we're going to use to draw blood. Ew, that's true. That's 12 people being touched with the same needle. It's kind of agreed but necessary. Rooster put the needle on the stool. Are we sure we want to leave that there? Because like anyone can pick it up. We also need a bucket. Oh, there's a bucket. There's a bucket of pencils on the teacher's desk. Really? There's a bucket of pencils. Rooster walked over. Rooster walked over and grabbed a bucket of pencils from the desk before pouring all the supplies on it onto the floor. Good job, idiot. The tricky thing is the oil. You think there's oil in the room? Everything else has been in the room, so why not? Why would oil not be here? Why would oil be in the classroom? I don't know. Everything else was in the classroom. I don't think we'll be so lucky. No, Rooster's right. There's gotta be some oil somewhere in the school. If not, the whole thing would be a complete waste of time. I guess it wouldn't be put that past Brian. Somehow, I doubt that's what's happening. To pause and think. Where could I get oil? Unexpectedly, it was Rooster who came in with a save. Say, the first floor. There was something that looked like a generator room. Was there? This is the first time we've heard about the generator room, right? You think you could find something useful there? Oh, great thinking, Rooster. That's a great place to start. Awesome! Come on, let's get down. Let's go down and look. I don't know why. Like, fair enough, I'm stuck with the person I dislike the most, but it's something reassuring about that. I don't believe he's going to betray us. Like, he's not going to mess with the ritual and stuff. Pig might, because Pig's got a reason to. Monkey won't, because Monkey has already like proven that she wants to, work with it. Then again, though, sheep being highlighted specifically is concerning. So I'm assuming this is the sheep timeline. Well, yeah, because we walked into sheep first, didn't we? Yeah, so the sheep timeline, which is concerning. Doesn't it sabotage the ritual? Does she believe in the occult? Is that what we're going to find out? We grabbed a bucket and made our way down to the first floor. What's everyone else going to think? Oh yeah, okay, we have been in here. We have been in this place. Eventually, we got to the hallway that led to the generator room. It was lit. It was poorly lit and pretty dark in the sense at the end of the hallway. Well, ladies first. Oh my. Rooster, do you not want to go in? Actually, if I could just sort of stay down at the end of this hallway, that'd be great for me. Just Mouse, just say okay. Good enough. You know, I can keep watch, keep guard. Rooster, shut up. If anything comes up, I could alert you, or I can alert you. In fact, we should come up with some sort of signal system. Maybe a bird cry or something. Or workshop. Can we... Rooster, grow up, please. You know what? Forget it. Stay here and I'll grab the oil. Thank you, Mouse. Okay, sounds like a plan. Some action star. Afraid of the dark, really? I'm not afraid of the dark. I get a bad vibe from that hallway. So you want me to go in alone? The one person who you can trust? Whatever you say. Without Rooster, I walk down the hallway. Why does the school even have a place like this? I don't know. Shouldn't it be locked anyway? Maybe it normally is. As I got to the end of the hallway, it got really dark. Surely there was a light switch somewhere or something. Yeah, is this what this is supposed to be? It's supposed to be a horror movie sort of vibes? Because that's what I'm getting. But yeah, nothing's going to happen until we actually start the ritual. I looked around the walls. Ouch. I stubbed my foot on something. Ow. Okay. Hopefully the shoes aren't damaged, because then you'll have to check, see if you've actually kicked something. I bent down to see what I hit, and I grabbed something that felt like a canister. Is this it? It was tricky in the dark, but I was able to open it. Normally it'd be a lot harder, but the canister had already been opened before. I dipped the bucket in, and before I knew it, it was filled with something. Something that didn't feel particularly nice. I got it on my hands. I eagerly made my way out to the hallway. As I started to see better, I realized I had indeed gotten oil. Yes! You got it? No, we didn't. Go away. You're damn right I did. Bravissimo. With this, all that's left together is the others, correct? Precisely. And so, after dropping off the bucket by the stool, we did exactly that. Bruce and I went through the school and told people the long and short of it. There was a variety of reactions, but everyone agreed to try it out. And they all made their way to the classroom. Do we have Monkey? We do. Okay, cool. The only complication was Monkey. for this to work, we needed everyone's cooperation. That included Monkey. However, Monkey expressed earnest interest in helping the group. Of course she did. She always had. It was agreed that she could be untied and allowed to participate. Tying her up was an excessive measure in the first place, especially since she clearly opposed no ill will. She was the last to make her way to the 3rd floor. With that, everything was prepared. We had the chairs set up. Everyone was here. We all input our actions for the round right before entering the classroom. In the center, the bucket of oil was there, and the needle. Okay, the needle's still there. Was there anything we were missing? There must be. Felt so easy. Could it really be the whole, the end of this whole nightmare just by doing something this simple? And yes, everything seemed to be in order. We had to follow the notes instructions to a T. So is this like a memory thing? Where do we have to? The only thing that could stop us now would be if someone messed up the ritual, Pig. And the only person who would benefit from doing something like that would be the other traitor. The one who hadn't outed themselves. But if they tried to sabotage us at this stage, they'd surely be found out. So this was a game, set, and match, right? Pig echoed my thoughts. So we're good? We just follow the note, what the note says, and everything will end? Just like that? Seemed like it. Isn't it super suspicious, though? Can we even trust this? Pig, right, we need to lie to Pig. We need to say that it says there's an exception to the rules and that all personalities will be ignored by doing this ritual. We always need to tell that lie and then, you know. What's not to trust? The note was written out pretty clear. In blood. Probably was in red crayon. It was definitely in red. And it was definitely handwritten. Written out in blood. Oh, okay. I thought I was making a joke. Okay. You're a writer, aren't you, Pig? Surely you've broken all your pencils before. I mean, who among us hasn't? Tiger, that doesn't exactly work. But Pig, she has a point. It's just for the sake of argument. It's just for the sake of spooks. Weren't most of the notes typed out? That's true. Then Brian was out of ink. He could get more ink. Ink in this economy. Tiger, I can see the joke that you're making, and I can't really blame you for it. It's not funny, haha, but it's funny as in like, haha, I give up sort of thing. Like you put in the effort, you deserve a sigh at least. Didn't you know we're living so good, Pig? Looks like journalism pays bigger bucks than I thought. Okay, I legitimately can't tell if you're messing with me or not. She's not messing with you. She's not smart enough to know the difference. Don't worry about it, Pig. This is high school all over again. Yeah, I guess these two would have this sort of friendship in high school, assuming they would have friendship. Pig, I know what it's like not believing things would really be this easy. Trust me, this seems too good to be true to me too. But the note was found in the safe, right? It was left by Brian. I don't think it's like him to lie about the note. Maybe we should maybe we just got lucky. Ha! Lucky? What a joke. Can't you look at the things more optimistically? Yeah, Pig. Why you gotta look at everything glass half poisoned? Oh, that's better than the pessimistic. That's fatalistic. You know, glass half poisoned. Oh, I hope I steal that. You know, it is pretty good. I'm gonna try and use that more often. So I'm gonna steal it. Yeah, it's not. I don't. You do. Shut up. I'm in too much of a good mood. I'm telling everyone to shut up now. But yeah, the Pig. Like, I know we don't know who the traitor is in this part of the timeline, but we should still say that the note says that it will override any personalities. Pig, stop. Take a breath and calm myself. Then again, though, imagine if we just found this instantly before the personalities were revealed. Come on, what's the harm in trying? At least trying it out. If nothing comes of it, bummer. But if it does, we all escape together. Well, not all of us can. Monkey! Monkey, shut up. Oh, sorry. No need to apologize. I'm simply stating a fact. Right. In truth, perhaps it is a good thing to be so bluntly reminded of my impeding mortality. It's nice to know that the tragedy of my death will be outshone by everyone else's joy in escaping. Yeah, I'm with Bunny on that one. How do you respond to it? So why don't we give it a try, Pig? Okay, alright, fine. Can we please just get on with it? We've been standing around doing nothing for quite some time. I know you think we found some sort of special shortcut, but I won't trust it until I see it with my own two eyes. Ox is right, we should get started. First things first, everyone get into your places. I think this should be like a sort of like a CG moment. Like if you remember in Danganronpa's verse trial, you saw from everyone's you saw from the empty spaces perspective of everyone standing around. We all awkwardly shuffled over to our appropriate seats. Who is the choir? We solved that out yet? Next we needed to ink our hands. I leaned over and grabbed a hand with both Pig and Ox. Mouse? Don't we need someone to go turn off the lights? Oh shoot, right. Didn't think about that. You're close to the light switch, Bunny. Okay, so we need a mental note. Bunny is close to the light switch. Why don't you be a doll and handle that for us? Sure thing. Who is Bunny holding hands? Bunny's with Tiger and... Ooh, Tiger and Dragon. That's unfortunate for you. Yeah. Bunny let go of Tiger and Dragon and walked over the light switch. With a simple flick, the room was engulfed in darkness. I like how... I'm suspicious how dog and horse, respectively, have both been quiet. Because I feel like... Because definitely, when the game started, horse was the first to say we shouldn't trust anyone. And dog has always been casual to go along with stuff, but he'd also not trust anyone. Snake has also been quiet, but then again, Snake usually thinks, so yeah, that's Dragon's quiet as well. She usually make a fuss about things. Who else has always... No one else has been quiet, really. But it wasn't total darkness. For letting my eyes adjust, it was clear that the closed door and the blinded windows could only do so much. Still, it was pretty hard to see nonetheless. I heard some sounds of footsteps. Eventually, they stopped. Presumably, Bunny had made his way back to the seat and resumed his place in the hand link. Oh, link hands. Have I been reading it ink hands? That assumption was confirmed when, moments later, creepy music began to play. Oh, okay. Brian's definitely watching them. Creepy music. That must be the choir of the damned mentioned in the note. It wasn't exactly called... I wouldn't exactly call this a choir of the damned, but I guess Brian had some artistic license. I'm enjoying this music, kind of, really. The music was coming from above. It didn't exactly sound like it was coming from the school speakers. Weird. I couldn't speak any of these thoughts because of the music, and the ritual had begun. No speaking aloud. I quickly realised that it was I who had to start things off. Right, of course. According to the Zodiac calendar from the beginning, meant from the mouse could start things. Oh, this is kind of funky. Bounce into it. According to my duties, I let go of Ox and Pig's hand and began to make my way through the darkness to the stool in the middle of the room. Had things been in total darkness, I would likely have fumbled quite a bit. However, I was able to make out the general shape of the stool without much trouble. However, finding the needle that was lying in the stool alongside the bucket required a bit more searching. After a bit feeling around, I got a hold of it. Okay, now the hard part. It was embarrassing to say, but I really wasn't looking forward to drawing blood from myself with a needle. I mean, look, Mouse is lucky because Mouse goes first. You know, the least amount of chance of getting ill from the needle. The Ox is unlucky because the later you go, so Pig's gonna have to, like, go through everyone who's like before them. I knew it wouldn't hurt, but still. At least I was going first. Things would go pretty gross later down the line. See? Yeah, mouse understands. With my hand outstretched over the bucket, I gingerly pricked my fingertip with the needle. I don't think I can ever do that. I don't think I would ever be able to get blood. My skin didn't break. Annoyed, I tried it with a bit more force. Ouch. If it... S... Sorry. Oh no, it's supposed to be that small, that slow. S-H. So she's spelling her crap, basically. Yeah. That was... At least she didn't scream. But I had successfully drawn blood, and ultimately, that's what matters. I had the drip into the bucket, and I knew my work was completed. Was complete. Deed done, I turned myself 180 degrees and slowly made my way back to my seat. I sat down, reached out, and eventually grabbed onto Ox and Pig's hand. What's the point of grabbing Ox's hand if he goes next? However, it wouldn't be long before Ox, holding onto Ox's... I wouldn't be holding onto Ox for too long, as no sooner did I grab Ox's hand, did he yank it away. I had footsteps to my left. Yeah, it was supposed to be from the left, because it's clockwise order. I figured it was going to do his part in the ritual. After time, Ox returned and grabbed my hand once more. Slowly and surely, under the trance of the choir, the darkened ritual took place. It was really quite dramatic, even what had transpired up until now. Even though I was merely sitting still, I couldn't help but feel a ball of tension in the pit of my stomach. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Life had been throwing me so many surprises recently, but unfortunately on this occasion, life lived up to my expectations. All of a sudden, the music began to blast loudly. The volume had drastically increased. Ox is screaming. Moments later, I heard Ox scream out in confusion, along with another sound I couldn't quite interpret in the heat of the moment. Whatever had happened caused Ox to recoil and let go of my hand. And the ritual's ruined. We only get one attempt. If he let go, that would make things invalid. He'd already spoken though. However, that soon became the least of my worries. Because the span of a second, the person to my left lit up in a humongous burst of flames. Ox is on fire! Instantly, the room became filled with the screams I couldn't interpret. I didn't have time to scream, but I only had time to choose. My next choice was incredibly crucial. Trying to save Ox is probably the wrong choice, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What else can I do? I needed to get Ox out of there immediately. He was dying in front of my eyes, for Christ's sake. I couldn't leave him to die. Left to action, reach out and try and grab one of my arms. I was able to get a hold of one very on fire arm, and in my rush I did not register the first degree burns I was suffering. Good old adrenaline was keeping me laser focused. I gave Ox a strong pull towards me, trying to get him out of the way. Unfortunately. Oh, someone threw the oil on him. Unfortunately, I couldn't see through oil. It didn't seem Ox was in the middle of the fire. He was the fire. Rather, he was directly set on fire. Was that oil he was covered in? The thought of it was fleeting because most of my actions most of my attention was brought towards the problem I had created. See, in pulling the source of the fire towards me, I also brought the fire towards me. My pull was mostly to get him away, without regards of how I ended up. And well, to make long story short, I ended up with Ox directly on top of me. A flaming Ox, for that matter. Oh, I imagined that. I tried to push him off to get away. Okay. But at that point, the oil must have gotten on me, and the fire had begun searing my flesh. I was likely preoccupied with everything that I didn't even hear the sounds of footsteps leaving the room and everyone else running away. Cowards. So yeah, in my attempts to help, I definitely just got myself caught on fire. Fire isn't a quick death. So as the pain seared my flesh, I tried to scramble Ox's body off of me and crawl away. I'd also gotten the joy of choking on the smoke. Why am I talking about my fate so drastically? To be honest, this one's so gruesome that I didn't even want to play around with it. I'm completely disassociated myself. You know, many consider burning to death to be the third most painful way to die. Second is dying of radiation. But apparently, the most painful way to die a method is called scaphism. Escapism? An old type of execution. With scaphism, the victim would be trapped in a hollowed out tree trunk and force-fed milk and honey until they got stomach issues. Next, the milk and the honey would be poured all over the victim, with the eyes and genitals given special care in order to attract insects. So the trunk would be filled with honey and things and the horrible insects, and the victim would just sort of be there, going mad with insects burrowing in their skin. Whether the victim died of starvation, dehydration, exhaustion, or a septic shock is the dealer's choice, but whatever the case, it's a long and painful process. And that's apparently the worst way to die. The more you know. Did they just do the more you know theme tune? Jack of clubs. A particularly nasty fate, if I do say so myself. The way in which to avoid this is rather obvious. Observing the hellfire which erupted beside her, Mouse should seek to prioritise her own safety above that of some stranger. If Mouse truly wishes for Ox to not die, she shouldn't have gone along with that person's ritual. So it's not even Brian's. But how could she resist the tempting offer? She can't and won't, and so if Mouse finds the note, Ox will die. Simple cause and effect. Okay, well, with that, I think we'll find out what happens next time. Thank you for stopping by. If it turns out like this is a ploy made by sheep, this is gonna hurt a lot. But yeah, with that, goodbye.